Hello and welcome to another Opium Pulse's Musical Gems video, and today we're looking at, as you can probably see by the logo if you recognise it, the new Enter Shikari album. Nothing is true and everything is possible. I have all three different formats that were sold, pre-ordered. Sadly the video is a little bit late, just due to some issues with my order. But we'll start off with one of the formats, which would be the CD. So your basic CD, still sealed, so we'll get this open in a second. As you can see, this is their artwork for this album. This is everywhere, including on the videos online and on their website at the moment. So this is a first look on the video of how the album looks itself. I'm not a massive fan of the art, personally. I'm not a big fan of the way that they've presented this album as well. So you've got the name of the album on the front, which is fine, the sort of logo they're using at the moment for this album, but you've also got all of the songs down the side here on the front of the album with all the small print down here, which is a shame really, because on the back it's just got nothing at all where all that sort of information that's not needed could be. So, I mean, I don't even know if there's anything on there that's massively important to read just by picking up the album. Some people do have the songs on the front of the album, which is fine, but I personally would rather have all that information on the back and just have the artwork on the front. Don't mind there being the name of the album on the front, that's fine as well. And I'm not sure if that's, I mean, that must be the actual barcode on there. But anyway, this one here actually comes with a signed print from when I pre-ordered it, but I don't know if that will be available to people that do not pre-order it. So this is a 5x5, and it is literally just a seat. Now, that would have been much better if that was the front, just the picture on the front there, not necessarily the signs, and then you could have had all that information on the back here where there's nothing at all. Sadly, it seems like this is a cardboard case, and that means that this inlay can't actually be inserted into the plastic like you'd normally be able to do for an album. So I'm not sure, I guess this will just be folded inside, which is a real shame because I'd love to have that on display on the album itself, so I can show that I have a signed copy. Looks like that's not going to be possible, and that's a real shame because I don't really understand what the point is including it if you can't present it. So we'll open it up. So here it is, and opens up to the side here. So it looks like it's your typical folding one where you'll normally have two CDs, but it looks as if they've actually just glued this, which is annoying because that's where the printed inlay could have gone. And then you've got in here, that's a shame as well, there's no artwork on this. Just blank, and then lots of small print on the back here. It looks like it should be actually this way. So that's a bit of a missed opportunity as well. And then we've got the CD here as well. I mean, I don't mind the CD looking like this. It's a shame that it doesn't have anything on the CD suggesting what album it is for people that don't know. So it doesn't have the name of the album. But I mean, I suppose that's okay. They're going for this sort of multicoloured theme here at the moment. So that's it for the CD. There's not much else to look at. And I guess this will just go back in here. And I guess the inlay for this, I'm just going to put alongside the CD in here. And hopefully it doesn't get too damaged being along. Oh God, it really doesn't fit very well actually, to be honest with you. Maybe it's best to put them in both together. So that's your CD. We'll move on to the next format. Next format is probably most popular here is the vinyl. So as you can see, very similar to how the CD looks here. Actually, I think it's identical to how the CD looks on the front. I would give the same criticisms for how it looks on the front with all the small print, and again, nothing on the back. As you can see, this is sealed. So for the vinyl, there's two different versions of the artwork on the album, on the vinyl itself. Both of them are limited to 1,000. I'll open this one, I'll show you which type I have for this one here. As far as I'm aware, I've ordered one that is one colour with a splatter for another colour. So let's open this up now. So here is the vinyl, and again it opens up very much like the CD. Nothing inside here apart from this sort of multicoloured stripes that we've seen before. And then inside, this is what you have. Sadly, we don't have anything on here at all, which is quite disappointing, to be honest with you. This is the vinyl itself. And then we have a splatter blue transparent vinyl, and there's various different ones. I'll just pop on the screen right now other versions that you could have of this. Again, sadly, it doesn't actually have much on here which says what the album is, just the multicolour sort of stripes they're going for. And again, not much to do here, nothing on the sleeve that suggests anything otherwise, and I don't really know, to be honest with you, why they've included this bit of blank paper, but that can come with it as well. This also comes with an inlay, so I'll grab that. So again, a signed inlay, very much similar to the CD signed inlay, but this one's much bigger. Again, there's not much place to put this apart from inside the vinyl casing itself, but it's nice that it comes with it, I suppose. And the last format for this video is the cassette tape, which they started doing with the Spark, so they did actually release a cassette tape for the Spark, but not any other albums as far as I'm aware. So this comes in a cardboard sleeve, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest with you. I think it probably should have been in a plastic casing, like most of them are, allowing you to put, again, something in there and be able to keep it in better condition. This probably won't survive very long as is. This is actually a better way of presenting it. It's got all the information that you need on the back here with all the writing, and then on the front here it has got more information, but at least it isn't just leaving big blank spaces like they do with the CDs. So this is the tape here. Now this came in a variety of colours. Again, I'll put on the screen here what different colours this came in, or you could have bought all the colours as well, which I think is still available on the website as I speak. Now on here we don't actually have the name of the album, so this tape, if it was alone without the sleeve, you wouldn't even know what this is, which is a shame. I mean, it's a nice thing to have, and I think it only cost £8 pre-ordering it, but I do feel like they could have done a little bit more to make it feel a little bit more special. I would have been willing to pay a little bit more for a plastic casing for this, and for there to be a little bit more on this tape, which looks like a blank cheap tape, to be honest with you. Now this actually came with an inlay as well, but sadly it was the same size as the CD inlay, so it's exactly the same. I would have actually liked to have seen one that was the same size as this tape, and again, if you had a plastic casing you could have slid this inside so that the inlay had some sort of purpose. Sadly this is just going to be sat with my CD, as it has no other way of being stored. Now if you're interested in hearing my opinion on the album, it's certainly not one of my favourite albums, but it has some good songs on it. I think that they're sort of moving towards a more mainstream way of looking at their music, and some of the songs are definitely going down that path. I'm not a massive fan of the artwork, as I said before, but it's okay. I don't like the way they've presented this album compared to other ones. Now I will be making new videos later on other albums that they've done and trying to give you a bit more of a full experience of Enter Shikari albums, but as this one's just been released, I thought I'd do a video overlooking all the different types of mediums that you can get this in, including CD, cassette and vinyl, and that's it.